To get to Kazan today, there are many options to choose from. For example, go to the bus station, get on a bus, not this one, of course, but the one that goes on the toll road directly to Terminal B in Sheremetyevo. And there's getting on an airplane, an hour and a bit, admiring the clouds, and there you are. It is best, of course, to settle in the center. Somewhere like Nagai Hotel, for example, which looks less monumental from the rear than it does from the facade. They also have champagne for breakfast here at 7 a.m., but no one knows about that. Why here? Because the hotel is located approximately in the center of the pedestrian street Baumana, which you and I in both directions now and will walk. Are 3 hours. Very close to the hotel is the 0 kilometer, from which, as you can see, the distance to the most very different places is counted. They call it the 0 meridian, the navel of the earth, the compass, and some even call it a cut glass. But the Ni Kazans call him Versta. However, the most interesting moments of our short excursion are connected not with him, but with cats. We will begin the story about them, however, with Catherine II, an exact copy of the carriage that stands on Bauman Street. It is said that during her visit to Kazan, the Empress was so impressed by the absence of mice that she took with her to the capital a number of mouse or cats, which eventually cleared the St. Petersburg chambers of rodents, and then, if the legend is true, became the forefathers of the cats that guard the Hermitage today. Cats are really everywhere around here. On the famous monument to Kazan's cosmopolitan cat, whose mind is Astrakhan and his mind is Siberian. Who, as one of the ancient onion stories says, sweetly lived, sweetly ate and sweetly did what ask Yandex yourself. There are cats on the t-shirts and cats on the thought pillows too. There are statues, there are numerous magnets and even a bar museum of Vasily Lashkin with paintings known to many, including, of course, on the cat theme. With cats for the first place in the hearts of numerous tourists competes, well, of course, Chuk Chuk. Cookies made from deep-fried pieces of dough mixed with honey syrup. You can buy it, of course, not only in Kazan, but probably only here. He's not just at every turn, but in the arms of his friend Ichpokmak quite successfully enticing. But a ringcoat doesn't fight for hearts. He, biting a cigarette, looks with surprise at those who decided to visit the anti-alcohol museum with a tasting, and will not doubt the compatibility of such incompatible concepts. The end here, by the way, is more than one. There is also a country horse, on the back of which is really either a country or, as many think, the city of Sviazk. Everyone has his own country, which is in his heart. And this horse, in fact, furrows quite a bit. Not far from here, in fact, and the Kremlin. But you and I will take a second to the very beginning of Bauman Street, where the monument to Shalapin stands, and right behind it is the building of the eponymous Vishnabel Hotel. And also in 50 meters Epiphany Cathedral, where Shalapin sang in the church choir and where today you can climb to the observation deck of the temple and from a height of 74 meters and only for 100 rubles to admire the panorama of the city. Now to the Kremlin. With its architectural elements. The walls of the Kazan Kremlin resemble both the Pskov fortress and even the Kremlin of Moscow. Moreover, the entrance to the territory of the monument, which, by the way, in 2020 received the status of UNESCO World Heritage Site, is organized through the gates of the Spasskaya Tower, which, although white in color, but very much resembles the one in Moscow. There's even a clock. There are 8 museums on the territory of the Kremlin. One of them, by the way, contains the original carriage on which Catherine II rode into the city. But in order to familiarize yourself with their expositions, you should allocate at least one day. Therefore, our main focus here will be on two buildings. Despite the fact that many people immediately turn off the main pedestrian street of the Kremlin and go in the direction of the Kul Sharif Mosque, it is better to go to the second iconic building, the Suyumbike Tower, first. Today the inclination of the tower's spire from the vertical is 2 meters, and that's why it was nicknamed Falling Tower for a reason. By the way, the architectural appearance of the tower in Schwembek shows not only Islamic sharp tents, referring to the architecture of minarets, but also Orthodox motifs. The lower stepped part resembles the Borovitskaya Tower of the Moscow Kremlin. And those who often visit Kazansky railway station recognize the silhouettes of the tower, the building of these railway gates. And now you can turn back and, having left the pedestrian street to the right, go to one of the most beautiful symbols of Kazan, Kul Sharif Mosque, which was opened in 2005 and erected on the site of the historic mosque, destroyed during the storming of Kazan by Ivan the Terrible. Anyone can get there today, regardless of gender, nationality or religion. And since a lot of things have already been written and filmed about it, a tourist who has only 3 hours to explore Kazan, which is where this video sketch started, should know one thing. There is no charge to climb the gallery from which you can view the prayer room. But it's best not to get there when there are tour groups in the building, as the gallery is very small and the stairs are steep and narrow, and you'll have to wait in line for quite a while. Well, in fact, the more so because outside you can walk around the Kul Sharif Mosque not only absolutely free, but also quite wonderful, spending this time admiring really the most real architectural masterpiece. In Kazan. Really good. There is always time to eat here and buy chok, even if you don't have a container with you. Here you can listen to simple, but that's why sincere guitar overdubs performed by young people in cozy bars. So come to Kazan, and this is also sincere.